Ready?
I am ready.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Welcome, Dallas.
Texas.
In the world, whatever other Dallas. So,
Right. Okay.
welcome to Tit for Tat. This and that. I'm Alvin.
And I'm Charles.
And welcome to Tit for Tat.
Yeah.
Today, our topic of discussion is going to be Wendy Williams, the Wendy Williams documentary.
Yeah.
And while we talk about and give our opinions and discuss this documentary, we are going to be cooking our dinner tonight. Bougetto cooking. A little bougie, a little ghetto. We don't really follow the rules. We just cook. So and talk.
Yeah.
Today we are going to be having barbecue. It's actually pan-seared barbecue New York strip steak, baked beans, baked potatoes, and collard greens. And Charles already made the collard greens.
Yeah.
I did them yesterday because I like them to sit overnight because the flavor comes in.
Okay.
And so those are already prepared. And then the baked potatoes are in the oven. I already got those started because remember last time we cooked and we got ready to eat, the baked potatoes weren't ready. So hopefully they'll be ready this time. So I have those in the oven already going. And so what me and you're going to do, we're going to prepare the baked beans and we're going to do the pan-seared steak.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do with that pan-seared steak, though, we're just going to sear it on each side just a little bit, and then we're going to stick it in the oven. Okay. And let it cook a little bit more, and let the barbecue sauce sit on that. Since we're not outside grilling the actual steak.
And we could because it's so nice.
It is nice. Yesterday was like 80 something. I think today it's about 78 or something. But yesterday was like 82 or 83. So anyway, we're going to discuss this Wendy Williams documentary. And
How you doing?
How you doing? And then as we start up on this, look at your what?
I think it's the first time I ever showed my body like
Is it to you mean on
this. To the world.
to the world? Because I'm probably showing it everywhere.
Stop, Alvin. I'm not like you.
And we're also, when we talk about Wendy Williams, I want to talk about this. Seems like there's some colorism going on there. Also, with this Barbie doll complex, because she seems to, with all these people can wear what they want, But it seems like some of the comments she has been making through this documentary about blacks and just rude comments to me. It sounds like some colorism is going on with her too, like where she's, maybe
she's insecure with her. I mean, she's just not at home in her body.
right.
She wants to be, like you said, what would you say, Barbie doll or whatever?
Yeah, she it's almost like she wants to be like a white Barbie doll.
Right.
Exactly. If you look at her pictures and stuff, when I went on and looked at some pictures of her when she was younger. She was a little chubby, or whatever, but that, and I don't know if that has something to do with, her body image,
right?
Because, because now you look at her, she's very thin. Her waist look like it's, just real thin, and
right.
then she wears these blonde wigs,
yeah.
and then with that pink lipstick, and so
yeah.
I'm like concerned too, like, well, who's her makeup? We've seen her makeup artist,
right.
It's black. Why is she putting white people's, it definitely looks like white folks' makeup on her face, because she's really the same color or same complexion as her son, you know, her sisters and mother and father. She's not, you know, hard in complexion,
Right.
but you know, her face is done up, and it almost looks, it's not white, but it looks real light.
Yeah, like she's like
she has some type of issue with colorism.
Definitely.
And with that pink lipstick, you know,
yeah, she looks like a clown.
Yeah, I'm just not, you know. So we'll talk about that some more too, but let's get into this talk about this documentary. And as we do that, we'll go ahead and start here. So here's our states. You know, I got 3 of them here. Here's one for, there's me, you, and Lake.
Well, you said like Roger, what state you gonna eat?
You didn't tell me Roger was coming.
Oh, I know, but you just said tell him to come over.
I said you should have told him to come over, but if he wants to come over, I can do a stay.
No.
Is he coming?
Oh, I don't know. Are you coming, Roger? I'm sure he's looking.
You know, I in the comments if you coming. I told you could have invited them to come over and have steak with us. But
You just told me.
yeah, but yeah. But
Anyway.
they can still come if they want to. They'll have to.
Yeah.
So anyway, wash my hands here, and then so first, what we're going to do, Charles, is so we're going to take this seasoning. Let me dry my hands off. So here's our steaks, and then if you open that cabinet there, yeah, right there, and just hand me this stuff. You can help me get that. So yeah, so we got brown sugar. That's going to be for our baked beans. And then if you hand me the cans of baked beans, and we got that.
Pork and beans.
Baked beans, and then hand me the smoked paprika, the garlic powder.
What do you call it? Smoked what?
Paprika, garlic powder.
I
Hand
think
me
it was called paprika.
okay, hand me the olive oil. Okay.
Extra light.
Seasoned salt.
This right here.
That's the pepper. You can just hand me all of those spices right there.
Oh, you're gonna use all of it.
Yeah, but not for the meat. Some of it goes with other stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So we're just going to go ahead and get this meat seasoned, and then while you're cooking that, then we'll start talking about Wendy Williams. So what we're going to do is we're going to take. Now I've already marinated the meat. I marinated yesterday. I put rubbed it with olive oil, vinegar, and brown sugar, and I let it sit in the oven.
Nice.
Sit in the refrigerator. Okay, so now it should be marinated. So all we need to do really is just take our seasoning. So we have some smoked paprika. Okay, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that on each side. Okay,
Just a little bit. It looks like a lot.
and then you go ahead and start talking about Wendy, and
About Wendy?
I'll chime in. So,
Okay.
so
Episode 1
okay.
was, I think it was entitled I'm Not a Crier, which is so silly because she cried the whole,
Yeah, she said she wasn't a crier.
but she cried the whole episode.
So I know we watched the whole thing. So what do you think? Do you think this documentary actually helped her, or do you think it hindered her? I don't think she's going back to work. But do you think this documentary helped her?
So I'm not sure that she even knew that it was a documentary. I think she was told, I think she was told that this is part of her podcast because she kept mentioning, "I'm doing a podcast. We're doing it right now, whatever." I think maybe some parts she may have thought it was, but I don't think she was really clear on what it was she was actually doing. So I don't know if it helped. I don't know if it hindered. What I think it did was get out the just the state of what we call the guardianship. because evidently the system is broken, because they did mention that. One of the people, I guess she's an expert on it, during maybe episode 3, episode 4, she was stating how, you know, the system is broke or whatever. And I think it was a way to, you know, just let the world know, hey, this is happening. We need to revisit, you know, this whole system or whatever. And also to get her money back, because what I'm understanding is her money is still frozen.
Yeah.
You know, and
But they're paying her bills with it.
well, yeah,
Yeah, they have to be paying her bills with it.
yeah, and they're paying the guardian with that money.
Yeah, and with the Guardian, yeah, they got to pay. You know, and who knows how much that is? But I was watching Cuomo today, and he reported on his show that Wendy's current guardian is her current guardian
Just being sued,
is
right?
is under investigation.
Okay.
Allegedly, is under investigation for $30 million that you know, of another client.
That's correct.
So that's why they're in. You know, to me, that's, you know, that person's in there to rip her off, and then they're not letting her have access to her family.
Right.
Not really the way they should. Now, I don't understand why her family could not. Somebody in her family could not be that guardian.
Right.
And I'm still trying to understand this whole guardian thing. It's just very odd.
I know God said that normally it is a family member, unless the family, you know, is having like issues and they're not seeing eye to eye, or, you know, it's just not on the up and up. But usually it is family, but for some reason they just went with a total stranger, you know. And when the guardianship even came up, the subject of it, the family was involved. Her sister said, "Hey, I will be the guardian." And they're like, "Well, you have to take a class." She said, "I'll take the class." But then she said, as soon as she said that, the walls just fell down, like they shut them out. So I don't know. They went on and up from the beginning with this whole guardianship.
Yeah.
To me, it's like they won't have their money back. Like, girl, you were supposed to be, you know, there on, you know, with the Wendy Williams show, and now you're not because, you know, went crazy.
Yeah.
But we still need our money, so we're gonna get it one way or another, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, we get to episode 1, and she has her infamous pink chair there in her house. You know, after 13 seasons, she's been canceled. And then, you know, they say about the money being taken, being frozen with Echo. And
So here's our stakes right here.
yes, they look
Okay.
good.
And then, Charles, if you put about maybe 2 to 3 teaspoons of olive oil into that wrought iron skillet. Here, you can use this if you want.
Okay, there's no extra thing.
You can do that. Yeah. And then, and I'm gonna go ahead and start these baked beans. And then we're gonna continue to talk about Wendy. Is it on Wendy? Is the thing on? Is the mic on?
Yeah, you said 2, right?
2 to 3. You can put one more in there. Shit, for it. And then my old fashioned can opener.
So yeah,
I don't have the fancy.
They open the show and she's talking about how she's gonna start a podcast, you know, the Wendy Williams experience, what have you, because, you know, they're not gonna do the Wendy Williams show again. Unless we have a clean bill of health, I think they were saying. The execs, they were like, we're not doing this again. And you can prove that you are healthy. And I don't think she ever was able to prove that she was healthy. So.
Well, and then if you have dementia setting on, why would you put somebody up on the stage to make a fool of them when they get up there and start forgetting? Because she had already started forgetting stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know much about her because I didn't really watch her show. I think I may have seen like excerpts of it. And then just when people would be posting stuff, you know, because they would say she was kind of the queen of mean, you know?
Yeah.
And then,
mean.
and then, but I guess it was like stuff with her family. You know, from what I understand, she didn't have any friends really. You know, she was her life was wrapped around her husband, her son, and the show.
Yeah.
And I think she had one friend that was a lady that was her friend. but she, from her own comments that she made, that she don't have time for friends and hanging out with other women or doing stuff, like that. So now at this point, now she needs friends, and you need you need your friends, because if you're married or you're in a relationship or something like that, and then when that goes awry, and if you destroyed your relationship with friends or didn't have friends, that's hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
To have nobody around there to support you, and it looks like she has no one to support her. And now she's trying to go back with her family. Get her, with her family. But it seems at some point that she wasn't even talking to them that much either. You know what I mean? I'm gonna drain this juice off of these beans.
Oh, that number one is somebody that's your mother or somebody. Roger said he's at a musical, but he said at the church, he said, I'll catch the end of it because I'm sure y'all still be going. Yeah, he's trying to be funny because he said we be out here too long. We caught the shame. But no, so we get introduced to her manager, which his name is Will. Actually, he's a jeweler and turned manager or whatever. And I liked him sorta because he was, keeping her away from the alcohol to the best of his ability.
Yeah.
Because like he was saying, I'm only one person. I can't do this by myself. But in the long run, I felt like he could have done more. And I'm thinking he's just really looking out for himself. He's looking out for his check. He's my manager. How can I get paid if she's not working? So I don't really think he was all into her being well or whatever. I think he really pushed her to work, and you could clearly see that she was not ready. She's not ready to go back on TV, podcast, anything.
Bell pepper. Bell pepper. I'm gonna put bell pepper, minced onions, brown sugar, cloves, and then I need some cinnamon.
Watch out with the knife. Did y'all see that? He's about to cut me.
So I'm gonna pull this over here for right now. That's it there. Here's the cinnamon up here. And then I'm gonna do just a little bit of that. And then so I'm gonna take some of this, I'm gonna take just a few of these, sprinkle those in there. I'm gonna cut up a little bit of bell pepper. I'm not gonna put a lot because I don't like it to be too overpowering. And then I'm gonna take a few cloves right here. About that many.
Like a real chef. Who uses cloves?
I got it from my mother. And I like the taste of it when you do it. So it's just a little bit of cinnamon, not a lot. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of ketchup in there.
So you could put sugar in your face too, right?
I'm putting brown sugar in there.
Okay.
I'm just put a little bit of ketchup like that. Not a lot.
Okay. A little tomato.
Yeah, taste to it. And then I'm just gonna cut these up. So go ahead, sir. Are you talking about her guardianship?
Yeah, no, we're past that. We'll probably get back to it again. But basically, from 6 years old, she said she wanted to be on TV, radio, whatever. She always wanted to be the center of attention. But it was kind of funny because during this documentary, she's being asked questions, right? Yeah. And some questions she's refusing to answer, like, go on, go on, go on. But had somebody been on her show and she was interviewing them, that would be a no-no. So it's like, now that you're in the hot seat, you're choosing what to answer and what not to answer. So it's kind of like, hypocritical that, you expect other people to answer these questions, but now you're not, wanting to answer or whatever. And then, she kind of like the Black Britney Spears, because Britney Spears kind of went through something like this, right?
Yeah, her guardianship, but it was her parents. Her father, her mother, somebody with her guardianship. They with Wendy, they it was her son at first, I think, and they took that away from him, and then they put this anonymous guardianship person. That's weird how you can just do that. I don't understand that, where you just and now they're kind of losing, they done lost apartments and there's different stuff because that part of it's not getting paid.
Right.
And she used to take care of her son. She wanted him to, the money type of money she made, she wanted him to have that money and stuff. But here comes the bank stepping in, taking all of that away. And now, his apartment was foreclosed on or whatever. It's just a lot going on with the guardianship. I don't understand it, how a bank, can just step in and freeze your money like that.
Right.
And then they're paying this guardian, which is probably somebody who they knew.
Right.
That's one of their guardians who they do it. And then that person is probably ripping her off now. Yeah. And then I don't understand that.
Yeah, she made a comment on her show about Britney Spears and stuff. I think she said something about her parents should die or whatever. And now you're in the same situation. So a lot of people are saying like karma or whatever, because it's like, you talked about her and she talked about everybody. And now it's on you. You're the gossip now. So
So what do you think about that then? So, is it karma? I mean, I still feel bad for her. Not what the stuff that she's done to people because she's hurt people with her words coming out of her mouth. But I don't like I told you, I don't wish dementia, I don't wish that on her, or any type of harm on her or anything and stuff, like that. But sometimes it just seems like, when you start doing people wrong and harm, eventually it's going to come back full circle, because the universe always comes back full circle. Might not get you in the way that you got that person or did to this person, but it can get you in another way. Yeah. Not saying that this is what this is, because I don't believe that, God's coming down and, causing you harm because, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody has time for all that, listen to all that type of stuff. But it just seems like,
to me, it just boils down to if you do people wrong, expect that to be done to you. If you do people right, expect, right things. I mean, we're all gonna have situations where, we're all gonna have that. But the way you live, it draws. I mean, that same energy that you're putting out, that same energy comes back or whatever. So whether it's God, universe, I just think it's you. I mean, let's take God and the universe situation. You're making these choices. It's you. So when you want to blame somebody or put, or point fingers, it's you. You started it. It's the Bible says something like sow a seed, you reap what you sow or whatever. So you sow this, you're gonna reap it. And the reaping may come in any kind of way, in any form or whatever. But it's coming. I mean, some of this is the way and even Arlene said that we know she's done some stuff. So yeah, some of that, hey, but she's still my aunt. She's still a person, whatever, like that. So I do have the empathy for her as far as
you have sympathy for her.
Oh yeah, I definitely have sympathy, but I wouldn't want anybody to experience what she's experiencing and go through what she's going through. So even the clip, if you just seen the clip, but hopefully we're not falling anything. We are sorry. But
people will eventually go back and watch it.
Yeah. If people stop now and go watch it, then come back.
Yeah. People are watching it now.
Yeah.
I'll play a little
Okay.
Of Wendy. Of her. I think a lot of people have seen this, but maybe not. So here's a
From 6 years old. All I wanted was to be famous.
A Lifetime 2-night documentary event.
Showtime.
Executive produced by Wendy Williams.
The boss is walking, everybody.
Nobody can do it like Wendy. No one.
People love Wendy.
You are a star.
She was in her living room every single day for 12 years.
Yep, I guess that'll do.
And that's what people responded to, her authenticity. And then at the peak of her career, she was gone.
Are we ready?
Yeah, waiting on you.
All right. And away we go.
Love you, Wendy.
All I know is how to be famous. I really want to be back on television.
You're gonna be back on TV. That's easy.
My mom has done a great job making it seem like everything is okay always.
Wendy, make sure you look here. 1, 2, 3.
But in reality, there's something wrong going on.
Did you see a neurologist?
To find out if I'm crazy? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to sit down again.
She was put in front of a judge and given a guardian. That was when they took her away from us.
I have no money, and I'm going to tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen to you.
As her family, we were all sitting on the sidelines watching, and she was crying out for help.
Did you drink this whole thing today?
Keep it there.
Okay.
Keep it there.
My mom, she always talks about how she wants to work, but I feel as though she's worked enough.
She has people around who are yes people and allowing this to continue.
This is all too much. So, Clive, I have no idea where we are. This doesn't look like anything familiar.
I think she's losing memory. Have you guys noticed that?
How dare him? I control men. I weigh 138.
Anybody could look at her and tell this is not just alcohol. There's something more going on.
I miss my family.
I'll be there.
No matter how many times somebody may fall down, you gotta lift them back up.
We all make choices in life. We all go through our challenges. She's still a person.
How you doing?
That's my sister.
There have been random people around you
Stealing money from me.
getting money, whatever the case may be.
Enough.
Can you tell me where your sister is?
No, I don't know the exact location of where she is.
I feel like the guardian has not done a good job of protecting my mom.
My life. My life.
Right now, she's weak and vulnerable, and she needs to be around people who aren't going to take advantage of that.
I have no friends.
You know how many people come out to support you? You know how many people love you?
No, I don't.
Everything is gonna be good.
I know.
I think that the guardianship system is broken. We are her family, and you tell me that I'm not capable of taking care of my sister. What would you do? What should I do?
I love being famous. But family is everything. So good to see you again, Dad.
It's good to see you, babe.
Everything.
Where is Wendy Williams? A 2-night documentary event premieres Saturday, February 24th at 8.
It's funny because she says family is everything, but throughout her career, I mean, you know, they may have seen it in private. I didn't see it.
Right.
It seems like Hollywood was what was important to you. Now, all of a sudden, that you're in this predicament, now all of a sudden, family is important or whatever. But yeah, back to episode 1. I mean, she was cussing people out. She was being rude to people, even her management team. You know, they saw her playing on TV and everything. And that was one of the main things where people were like, okay, something's not right, or what have you. I know you were speaking about her eyes, because I know she's admitted to having Graves' disease, and maybe something with her thyroid, and what is it, lymphedema or something like that. But you were saying something about the eyes.
It's like blepharoplasty. Like it looks like I can't be for sure, but it looks like, you know, the way her eyes are bugging out like that, and you know, when you saw it and popped out like that, it reminds me of like people who get blepharoplasties. You know, where they, you know, they're going to cut out some of the skin. They're going to lift and pull your eyes and stuff, you know, like that. Pull a little back, you know, so your eyes can stay up. So they, you know, so these aren't falling down as you get older. And a lot of people come into surgery to get that done. And some people do it for medical reasons, but you know, but there's people who do it because they want their, you know, hers look like it's been overdone. I mean, I can't be for sure. You know, that's what has happened, but it looks like she's had a blepharoplasty. You know, because her eyes just stay bugged out all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's almost like she's trying to hide that she's had a rough night or whatever. Like, I want to show up to work and look alert or whatever. I know the nephew, Travis, he was saying that, you know, even though he didn't have a good relationship with the uncle, Kevin Sr. He appreciated that the uncle would get her to work because she would be so strung out of it, but he always got her there on time. It's when that divorce came, now who's going to get her to work? Now who's going to make sure? So it's like, if it wasn't for him, she would have probably showed this some years before, earlier.
Showed what?
Showed that she was not, that she was drinking and coming to work late or whatever. So it's like, even though, he cheated and got another girl pregnant, he still was getting her to her appointments, getting her to the job, on time and stuff like that.
Okay, listen.
Okay. Yeah.
Let it heat up just a little bit. All right. We'll slap it on there, and then we'll let it, let that seasoning cook on each side.
Right.
And then, okay.
So, to me, it just felt like no one really was that like our management team. They really wasn't concerned about her health. Even like one girl, she came in there, I think Keisha, her management team, instead of calling like 911 or calling a doctor, whatever, she calls Will. Will's not a doctor. Will is not,
but who is Will?
So Will she met at the club. He said,
how did he become a manager? How did he become her manager?
They were friends. So they met at the club, they met out, he became her jeweler. And then after that, they became friends. And I guess she said, I want you to be my manager. They almost seemed like they were boyfriend and girlfriend at times. I was like, okay. But yeah, Will, I don't think he has the management kind of skills or whatever. But I think he was doing the best he could. But like the song said, to deal with my mom, I don't think he's capable. He doesn't have the skill or whatever. He needs someone that either has been trained to take care of people like this, or she needs to be with family. They really know her and care for her. So.
Yeah, I don't see how. Is she hiring people that's unprofessional without any type of degree or schooling in like the Will, she just hired him as a friend, or however she met him. And then what's her PR person? He's sitting there and she's just letting her do stuff, just getting away with, yeah, I know it's about money. They're being paid, so they're going to cater to her, even though she talks rude to them.
Yeah.
She talks rude to a lot of people. And a lot of people want to say that's the dementia and aphasia, whatever. But some of it seems like when she wants to be coherent, she's coherent.
Right.
And with dementia, that can they get a little mean sometimes or whatever. Some people get really happy and friendly,
right,
and laugh a lot. But then there's some where they get mean, and I don't know if she's that far along in the state. I don't know, how far, when that begins or whatever. But it seems like she was coherent enough to do this documentary. She was one of the producers on it.
Yeah.
And then for her to say, for them to say that she didn't know that she was doing a documentary, she thought she was doing a podcast. But how do you not know if you're one of the, if you're one of the producers on the documentary, how do you not know that you're not doing a podcast, you're doing a documentary?
I can see how she could not know. Anything she does, she's probably going to be like, I want to produce it. Like, whatever y'all want me to do, put me as a producer. But I don't think she really knew how all this was going to play out. Or maybe she did. To me, I feel like the Wendy Williams that we know, the way she was always concerned about how she looked and how her hair was and her makeup, I can't see her coming this far to where now you're taking off your wig. Your makeup is like a kid has done it. It's like, girl, who did your makeup? you know, and the clothes she wears, she look like a hooker. And these little Daisy Dukes and the little stockings and the fur boots.
Right. I'm like, how can you even go into, you know, I thought that was weird that her agents, you know, the people who are working for her, the PR person and stuff, they know how she looks. She looks ridiculous. Okay? She's seeing herself on camera. She, you know, she knows that she's looking ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? For her to go and say that she's going on interviews and that these people are going to love her, she got on coochie cutter shorts. You know, she got on those Barbie doll tops where, you know, these big boobs are just hanging out.
Right.
It's that Barbie doll complex to me. And then she, when she was going into the interview, she had this blonde hair, pink lipstick, this little bitty waist, you know, and she's got these coochie cutter shorts on, showing off these legs that were not shapely.
Right.
You know, I mean, I don't want to be talking about her like that, you know, but this is just what I saw. It didn't look right. These people who are around her, how could they even let that happen?
Right.
How could they even put her in a documentary with her even looking like that? Right. You know? Yeah, it's weird to me how they, and I know it's money, you know, when you're getting paid, people do a lot of different things. So,
and that's why I was
keep that
thinking,
money coming, but.
And that's why I was thinking maybe they're trying to, you know, shit like, but this, the Guardian has nothing to do with this. The way this is y'all. Y'all are letting her go out in robes and stuff like that. I mean, she's just out on the street in robes.
And so I'm gonna take this barbecue sauce and say Famous Dave's barbecue sauce, Devil's Pit, painfully spicy. And I'm gonna just rub this on the side that I turned over. I seared this. I've seared that. That should have locked this. That right there should have locked in. There we go. That should have locked in that seasoning on that meat. And then we're just gonna brush it with some barbecue sauce, and then we'll turn it over and brush that side also. And then put it in the oven. Okay. Looks good.
It smells good, y'all. It really does.
And then okay, sir.
I mean, I think that's basically episode one. I mean, it's some stuff we may have left out, but we're just giving like a little summary of what we saw,
right,
or whatever. So when you go into episode 2, she goes back to where she grew up, Asbury Park.
Right.
You know, and she always said, you know, I want to be famous. I want to be on the radio. I think her dad said, you know, you always said you would be the golden child or something like that or whatever. So she goes to the street that she was raised on, and they even named it with Wendy Williams Way. And so she meets this lady, I guess, that lives on the street or has something to do with the street being called her name or whatever. And, you know, you said, I don't know why this lady is telling her she looks good and all, because she looks a fool.
Yeah.
But, you know, the lady saying, you look good, blah, blah, blah. She said, yeah, I live down that way. And the lady says, no, you live that way. So she doesn't even know where her house is, her childhood house, or what have you. And then she's like, oh, thank you for, you know, reminding me or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then they take her to her house. And now it's actually, you know, it's still there. I guess it kind of looks the same way it did, because she was like, yeah, my room was in the back or whatever. So they go in, and this couple has the house now. They were not even aware that this was Wendy Williams' whole house. They were in Will asked, you didn't know this? And they were like, no. I said, now that they do know, they're probably gonna show us people when they come in or whatever. You know, this is where Wendy Williams grew up or whatever. But, you know, it was just sad to see her not remember some things. But maybe going back to the house and seeing that, maybe it did, you know, draw back some memories or what have you. But it just goes to show you how far she's getting in this dementia stage or whatever, so where she doesn't even remember a lot of things.
Because you think she done went further back, you know, I mean, back where, you know, like now in this present time, I don't see her coming back to be a famous or anything like that. So you think she's stuck in the time when she was really big and really famous, and that's where her dementia is kind of keeping her. It probably pulls her into this time frame too, but but maybe it's got her stuck there or whatever, because she's obsessed with being famous.
Yeah.
She's obsessed with like being thin.
Yeah.
Seems like she's obsessed with being light skinned or lighter.
Yeah.
You know, it's like to me, she has that Baby Jane Hudson.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know anybody who watched Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, but I got a picture of her. And her eye, you know, to me, you know, like her eyes are kind of bugged out, like, and she's got that white makeup on. Only thing is she has red lipstick on. Wendy has on pink, you know. But Baby Jane Hudson was obsessed with being. She was a child star, and she was obsessed with being famous again. You know, as she got older, and she got into that, you know, that delusional phase. I'm gonna just take this out for a minute, and while this one right here cooked.
Right, because it's bloody.
And then, yeah. And then, but she seems like she's obsessed with that being, you know, still like being young or whatever. And, you know, because she's had plastic surgery, but your face is not going to look like that unless you've had something done.
Right.
And it looks like she's had things done.
Right.
And, you know, which is okay, but it looks like it's gone a little bit too far on her because those eyes are bugging out. Her lips have changed from probably the injections and all that other stuff, and probably having stuff pulled or tucked, you know.
Yes.
And whatever. And then I guess she's not eating, she's drinking.
Right.
You know,
drinking.
And that adds to the, I think that adds to the you know, to the dementia. What they said was her dementia has been brought on from her alcohol use, and that's a lot of drinking. And then she did say she did cocaine and stuff too. So she's done a lot of stuff to damage her body. And that's what's coming into play now, which is bringing on the dementia and some of this craziness. I don't think it's all dementia with this crazy shit that's coming out of her mouth and her rudeness. I don't think it's all dementia, you know, whatever. But some of it is just, you know, some of it, you know, some of it is from that alcohol and stuff that's done. It's done jacked up her brain.
Right. Because they noticed it on the show, like even on the show, when they, especially during COVID, when she was doing it out of her house, they were getting her to like talk about, you know, the things that they would pull up on the screen. I think one of them was the, what did you say? You worked across the street from that restaurant, the girl from Beverly Hills.
Oh, from
Linda,
when I lived in California.
Yeah, so they were doing something about that show. That was the story, and she couldn't even remember the girl's name. You know, she was forgetting names. I think there was another clip. She couldn't even remember Steve Allen's name. She was like Allen, the Allen guy, and they was like Steve Allen. You're like, you know. So it's like she was forgetting stuff, and then she's talking to this lady, and she starts talking about cats. You know, I have cats. It's like, girl, where are you going? So it was being seen then, but now it seems like it has actually gotten way worse. To where, and I don't know what episode it was, but I'm gonna go ahead and mention it now. When they did go to California, she was in Miami. She was like, you know, we're in Miami. It's like, no, girl, this is California. You know, so it ended up a scene too where, you know, when the family got together in the restaurant, she called her brother Kevin. And I think she was talking about her ex-husband. She's like, Kevin, I'm so glad you're here. And it's her brother Tommy. But yeah, it was so much that you can actually see how this disease, whatever it is, or the alcohol, is really affecting her. And causing, like, this is not the Wendy we know. Yeah, you know, Kevin said, you know, she would get to the point where all she wanted was Whoppers and liquor, and he was the only one that would stop that. Yeah, you know, her son Kevin Jr. Yeah, because that's all she would want was Whoppers and liquor, and you have on there excessive. Yeah,
I think what really started taking Wendy down is when her husband, Kevin Sr., when he was cheating on her. And I think, you know, because cheating is abuse. Yeah. You know, when you're in a relationship and all that stuff and y'all haven't agreed to have open relationships or anything like that, cheating it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard on the soul. And I think that shocked her system so much that it sent her into a depression.
Right.
You know, a mental depression. And I think that's what a lot of this is too. She had a mental breakdown and she's still depressed. You know, she's doing a lot to try to come back or something, but I think it's damaged her beyond.
It was, the divorce.
Repair.
It was the cheating, the divorce.
Yeah.
Her mom dying.
Her mom died. Yeah, that was a lot. She had a lot.
Yes,
her
a
at
lot.
the same time.
And show to Sherry Shepherd and all the guest hosts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she went. Yeah, it was definitely a lot, and it drew her to her thing was to go to the bottle. But, other people probably would go to prayer or whatever, but her he went to the bottle, and I guess just couldn't stop it. They even asked her, like, why do you drink? She said, because I want to. I enjoy it. And she had a problem with her sister Wanda and her son Kevin because they had a no alcohol policy. And, they make sure that she did not have that. I think even the father, too, was like, you don't need this. And I think even her brother may even suffer with that, too. Because one scene, he wanted his Manhattan, and the dad said, oh, you don't need that, not today or whatever. And then, we saw where they brought the wine to the table, too. So she had ordered wine, and her sons took it or whatever, which I wish they would just say, take this back. We don't even need it. Because you don't want to tempt a person. You don't want to do that in front of them. But, yeah, it was this documentary, whatever, is so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
So even in episode 2, she kept saying that she was bored and, she wants to get out. She wish she had friends. She's in the house all by herself. So she's talking to Sean because I really want to get on this Sean girl. Yeah, I want to get on her because, baby, I was ready to pop her in the face. Oh, my God. I was for real. I'm like, this bitch here, baby. No, man. So she tells Sean, hey, I do want to go to California. And, I just want to get out. I need to get out. And so, but even before they went to California, she tells Sean, she says, you need liposuction. She said, now this right here, your face, it's cute. And your hair is everything. But you need she was just rude. She was even rude to the nail girl. The nail girl was doing something. She said, are you dumb? Are you stupid? Or whatever. It was just really crazy.
So why did, with all that, why should people show her? Is it because she's a star and we're used to just showering stars with praise and overlooking the bad that they do, and then just or are we too forgiving? I don't know. I don't know much about her. I do remember that interview she did with Whitney, and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And Whitney checked her.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Which that kind of launched her career into a lot of this Queen of Mean and gossip and stuff, like that. But but she talked about Whitney, and then now here she is, now here she is, like maybe not in the same position, but the universe has come full circle on her. And and she wants, you can tell from the videos, from the documentary, she wants our sympathy. She wants the public's sympathy and empathy.
Yeah.
She still wants to be this big star. And I don't think she cares whether this publicity that she's getting is negative or positive, as long as she's getting the publicity.
Right.
And in her mind, I think she thinks this is going to propel her back into stardom.
Mm-hmm.
And, I can't say for sure that it won't, but I don't think that it would happen. And then with dementia, I don't know if you want to put somebody up there. That would be torture.
Yeah.
It would be torture for her, unless they're putting her up there so they can make money and people can laugh at her.
Right. That's me.
You
shouldn't do that.
But yeah, I think that she doesn't care whether it's negative or positive, as long as people are looking at her, and she thinks she sees herself as baby Jane Hudson. I'm still the star.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, or, you know, Norma Desmond.
Yeah.
You know, Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard, you know, she still thought she was this star, even when they were taking her to jail or the mental institution.
She still thought.
But she still thought she was this star. And kind of looking at Wendy, she's driving around in this car, and people were chauffeuring around. They got her, you know, laying on the couch saying all this weird shit and stuff. But she still thinks she's this star, and it's about her.
Yeah.
And actually, people were seeing her. I mean, yeah, people were just seeing her at her worst.
I think the people that work for her, they're definitely there for a check.
Mm-hmm.
I think they know she has a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I think the cameras have really shed a light on them as well, knowing this, that she's doing this, and she's talking to you guys this way. Of course, they weren't going to say anything negative on the camera because it's like, you know, we're getting paid and whatever for this or whatever. But off camera, I'm pretty sure they're probably like, you know, girl, why are you talking to us like this? Like, you know, whatever. But
you think that they actually are standing up to her? Because it doesn't seem like to me that they're
I
standing
know
up.
Will is. Will did it on the camera. Will, you know, he talked her crazy.
But and you don't think Will is an opportunist, right?
I think that Will. I think Will is doing what she wants him to do. She wants him to be a manager, and I think he could do more.
I'm gonna put these back in there so the skin, because they're done. I'm gonna put them back in there so the skin can, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
toughen up.
I saw an article that Will and Sean are both fired or whatever.
Yeah, they're fired, but Will still sees her.
Yeah, Will. Yeah, he's the only person. The family doesn't get to see her, but he does.
Right.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because the name of the thing is where is Wendy Williams.
Right.
We never found out.
Yeah, we don't know her.
We and the family doesn't know. They get to talk to her, but they haven't physically seen her.
Well, if she's got dementia, Wendy don't even know where she's at.
Right.
You might not even know where Wendy might not know where Wendy's at.
You feel it.
I mean, that's funny,
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of sad. I mean, I don't wish this type of stuff. I've said it a few times, but you know, yeah, there's no time back.
This young girl, she was just getting on my nerves. So that's one scene where Wendy wants to go get a vape pen or whatever, and she calls the driver.
Mm-hmm.
Someday she don't even remember who he is. He said someday she'll ask him, like, "What are you?" or whatever. It's like, "I'm Jamal. I'm your driver," or whatever. And so she's like, "I want a vape pen. I want the blue vape pen." You know, so I ran out or whatever. So, but she has no money. So they have to go in there and kind of like, will you do us a favor? Because you know, Wendy, she comes there all the time. Will you just give us one or whatever? So they pull up to the place, the little convenience store, and Sean goes in, asks the man, you know, hey, this is for Wendy, and we get this. She comes in all the time, blah blah blah. He gives it to her. She takes it out to Wendy in the truck. Wendy looks at him like, what is this? This ain't what I smell. I don't know what it is. Go back in there. So she sends Sean back in there, and then she comes out and she sends her back in there again. And she tells her, you better be back in 1 second. And she tells the driver, you need to go by the Wendy Williams show, the Wendy Williams Shepherd show. And they have gone in circles about 5 times. And one time she says, go faster. You can speed because I'm famous. And what I got on is gorgeous. You know, they're not going to pull you over or whatever. Just go. And so finally, she realizes that they've been right the whole time, and she apologizes. Well, the production team, the cameramen, and all this, they see this and they're like, we got to stop this. This is crazy. So they actually stop filming because they're like, she is so erratic. I don't even know how y'all are dealing with this. And so Wendy's like, well, let's just go home and we can order alcohol or whatever. Then she asked Sean, you like champagne, don't you? She's like, oh, yeah. So, you know, they go home or whatever. But production was like, yeah, we've had enough. This is crazy. And then they asked Sean, so what did y'all do when y'all came home? And she goes, oh, we ate. Oh, wait, no, we didn't eat. I mean, it's like she's just lying. She's like trying to cover up. I'm like, they need to get rid of her. And then, so I think maybe the next episode, she basically kidnaps Wendy because Wendy calls her and says, there's no food here. They're letting me starve. I need to get out of here. You know, blah, blah, blah. And so she comes. Hey, somebody. That was Arnold. Hey, Arnold. Hey there, Arnold. So, yeah, she's like, I need to get out of here. So I believe Sean uses her own money, her own credit card, because Wendy doesn't have any. And they fly to California. So they get there, and Sean sets up you know how they go in front of the producers or whatever and pitch a show. So she sets up like a business meeting like that to pitch this new Wendy Williams show without Will or the Guardian being aware of it. It's like, bitch, what are you doing, girl? With this bad wig, and y'all should see the wig she got. She looks so
She done had several bad wigs on there.
Yeah.
It was crazy, just some of the stuff was going on.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure out if it was dementia. Was that making her act like that? The alcohol, combination of both, or was she actually just putting on because she knew this is going to try? I mean, I can't say, but you know, I have my thoughts, but was she really, you know, some of it was she putting on, you know, for the camera, whether it was good publicity or bad publicity because she was back on the stage, you know?
You watch Wendy and you watch how she is, and just go back to the old interviews and the things she said. This is not the Wendy. It is not. I just can't see her doing this. I mean, you know, just because to be on camera. I mean, I can kind of see, you know, like the way she always wanted to be a star. So I can kind of see her, you know, wanting to be on, but the way she's being displayed, I have a problem with that because you always glamour this and glamour that.
But does she care? As long as you know, it's negative publicity. But
if she's in her right mind, she cares. She's always cared. Why stop caring now? Right. The reason why you don't care now is because whatever you're going through has gotten so bad, or whatever, to where you don't even care. The people around you, they don't care because they're letting you do it because they probably don't even want to fight with you, you know. Right. She's probably fighting with you, tell her, well, we can't. So
yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, you know, she's just. But everybody's there for a check. Even the driver, he was like, for me to deal with her, I need a super check.
And I think that's why they're dealing with her because they're getting played. They're getting paid. And then I guess the conservative, what is it called? The conservatorship, or what is that called? Guardianship. You know, they are, you know, they are. Somebody's saying, you know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody's paying them for them to stay on and still do all of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, because they would, you know, they wouldn't be standing there taking that from her, you know, cussing them out and just saying all that rude stuff to them.
Right.
You know.
And they all make excuses like they've been told, like, make excuse because if we tell the truth,
right,
the money's gonna be cut off.
Right.
So let's keep making excuses for it. Oh, she's okay, or she knows her limit. You know, that's what Sean kept saying. She knows her limit. I've never seen her drunk. Well, we've seen her.
Right.
When one day she was in bed, she was knocked out. She had moved, and then he saw the bottle. He was like, "Did you drink all this?"
Right.
You know. And I mean, then the next morning we seen her with mimosas or whatever. So she's definitely drinking.
Here's the color,
It was so good.
Yeah.
The black side you made those.
The what?
The black side.
I'm my whole side is black.
No.
You know.
He's an old white woman.
Oh my
I
God.
love the inside though. He's an old white woman.
Oh my God.
Yeah. it was, I mean, the whole thing was just very sad to see. But I did like how the nephew, Travis, the niece, Alex, and the son, Kevin, all young people were really shooting for her to get well, to get better, really like just being in her face because she didn't even want Kevin around. She's like, I love my son, but at the same time, he doesn't like my relationship with alcohol. And then even Alex, when she came, she told her, she's like, you're better than this, and you taught me, to watch people and make sure people don't take advantage of you and all this, and now you're up here doing it. And Wendy did not want to hear that. She's like, I know. She got up and left the room because she didn't even want that tough love, from people that really care for not trying to get a check or what have you.
I wonder why that's so dark.
On this side over here?
Yeah.
I love. Oh yeah. Like the fact that they really were showing like she means a lot to us. She's our aunt, and we really want to see her get better. Mm-hmm. She even went to Miami for a while to stay with Kevin, and she was getting better. He had her out walking the beaches, and he had a trainer for her. Mm-hmm. He's a vegan, so she was eating better. She was eating, a vegan diet or whatever. So she was really getting better. But then she had to go back to New York because the court called her back up there. So when she went back up to New York, it just spiraled back down because then she had access to the alcohol, and they let her do it. So yeah, it was crazy. Can I see if there's anything else that I noticed? But that Sean girl, and I saw that she trended. She trended on Twitter, I think that night or whatever. And people were turning her up. They were turning her, because you could clearly see that she was only there for the check. And they even asked her, how do you feel about all this? And she's like, well, have you read the reports the stories that are going out? But these are the stories that you have written. What? You're not in it. I haven't been in none of it. We're just gonna because I've been over here. Oh, okay. Because you've been over, I don't want to be all on top of it. You want to come over and be all on top of it? No. What? Not what I want. That is. It's not. Okay, go ahead, sir. Keep talking. No. No, but she was looking crazy. So I think we're pretty much covered everything except the last episode. The last episode is where Black China comes to visit, and they had their relationship, and they reconciled. They got there. I think when she initially reported on Black China, I think she was kind of negative or whatever, but then they became friends. They started, hanging out and doing stuff together or whatever. And so she came to visit to check on her friend. So she goes in and she's like, I love you. And Wendy goes, thank you. I really love you. Thank you. Like, she won't even say, I love you back. She goes, thank you, or whatever. It's like, she was in a daze. The whole conversation, Black China was talking to her, or Angela, I think, she was talking to her, and Wendy's in a daze, and then she goes, my name is Wendy Hunter, and I'm divorced, and he has no money. It's like she just started saying whatever. And I think she said something about I wear 2 makeups or whatever. Then she started taking off her wig or whatever, and she kept showing those darn feet. I was like, girl, don't show nobody else them old nasty crusty feet, because that looks a fool. Like, she made my feet hurt. Yeah, I think she has lymphedema or something like that. Yeah, she didn't have to show that. That's what I'm saying. Some of the stuff she's doing, I think she was doing for publicity. The negative, whether it was negative or positive, she's going. You know, so it's like, you know, so for, I mean, I can see what you're saying, but to me, I'm thinking it's the disease. It's what she's not in her right mind. So she's gonna do stuff like that. But the thing is, they're allowing her to do it, or they could cut that. Mm-hmm. Or like her sister said, who are these fools that are letting her get on TMZ and show her foot? I don't know.
Well, they let her get on there and take her wig off.
Yeah, and all that. Yeah, and go out in robes, and then she fell asleep at the Louis Vuitton store drinking, just fell asleep or whatever. So it's like,
and just all the stuff that she was wearing, you know,
yeah.
that looked like costume stuff from like you're going to a Halloween party or something. You know, I don't know. You know, I know she has those big old boots on to cover up her feet, but you know, she's been wearing gym shoes. Put the gym shoes back on. That looks better than walking out in the summertime with these big old Eskimo boots and stuff on, and then with coochie cutters, and then she's putting on those stockings where it makes your legs look lighter.
Right.
You know, it's just like, you know, there's a lot going on with Wendy, and
that's the reason why I don't feel the publicity thing and trying to get out there. It's because I feel like, well, if you're gonna say that about her, then you might as well say that about Wendy too. I think they're just sick. They're sick. She's sick because Wendy did some crazy things on camera.
Wendy did it, and she did it for, it was publicity also, but hers was alcohol and drugs. Whitney didn't have dementia. They didn't diagnose Whitney with no type of dementia. Whitney was acting crazy because of the drugs and alcohol and stuff that she was doing.
Right, and I think Wendy is acting crazy because of the alcohol she's doing. I don't think it's you know, I want to be in the camera or whatever. I think that's fueled her whole career, and I don't think she knows how to live without it. And that's probably why she was on board to do this, because she actually thought, this is my comeback. She even said that we're doing the podcast now. We're going on the boat to shoot the podcast. She actually thought that she was coming back, but the stuff that she was doing, I think she was just showing how the sickness is taking over, whether it's alcohol or dementia or whatever.
You want me to make your point?
I can make it go. You can make it. Bye.
Oh, here's your. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm listening.
I'm just looking to see. I think but the last episode basically is the family actually now getting a chance to voice how they feel. Like, y'all seen all this with her production team and her doing, you know, crazy stuff and all this. Now let the family come in and we give you our take on all this. Because, you know, people at this point are probably asking questions. Well, where's her family? Why are they letting her, you know, why are they letting her do this? Why are they allowing this? Why hasn't anyone stepped in? And so now this is their opportunity to say, we have stepped in. We've been trying to, you know, get guardianship. We've been trying to, you know, take care of her. They were flying into New York, and every time they flew in, they came to her being in the state she's in, and you know, the bottles and stuff like that. Even her best friend in California said she would have to order DoorDash for her. You know, she didn't have any money or whatever, she didn't have any food or whatever, so she would order DoorDash from California for her to eat or whatever. But yeah, Wanda comes on, that's her sister, and she basically tells how, you know, she loves her sister, she wants the best for her, she wants to be involved in all of this. She really thinks that Wendy needs to be with family. We can take care of her. You know, we will take the class to be a guardian, but she said as soon as that opportunity came, it left as well. It's like, no, we will set a person to be her guardian. And I just, I'm like you, I don't understand how you even do anything like that. That's just crazy. When you have people that are capable of looking after their own family member.
Right.
Or whatever.
Do you think that they were taking advantage of her money, or do you think that she was allowing them to spend it? You know, and she was aware, she was aware, but do you think they were actually, her family members were actually taking advantage of her money?
Well,
or they would, or
The only person that had, the power was Kevin. And, they said, his birthday party was like $120,000.
But she was a billionaire, so
Right.
that ain't nothing to them.
Right. So them, that's nothing. That's how they eat. They're millionaires. So they eat like that. And they, party like that. His rent was like $80,000. And then he had other expenses, There's even a part where because she doesn't have access to her money, she started selling her clothes and stuff. And she was getting going through her closets, trying to see what she could give away. And that same episode, the people came up to go through her stuff, and she was knocked out drunk. Her production team, Keisha, came in there, and she found cat vomit. She found bottles, clothes everywhere. So they had to cancel that whole meeting with the foundation that was coming to get her clothes. So she's at a point where she's having to sell her own stuff.
But I'm confused as how, because the guardianship is supposed to be paying her bills. So even with the money frozen, they still have to dish out enough to pay her bills.
Right.
So what? I'm not getting it.
You getting what?
I'm just not getting. Why does she have to sell anything if
Well, she doesn't have money to play with. Like she wants to get her vape pens. She wants to get alcohol. She has no money for that. The guardianship
giving that to her.
Right. No.
They're just paying her bills.
Yeah.
They're not giving her an allowance or nothing to live off of.
It doesn't seem like it because which is weird. You should at least make sure the girl has something to eat at night, whatever. Or maybe they're even to the point where we do send you money to eat. However, we'll get it for you. I don't know how it works, but it seems like she wanted that money to, to get that vapes and get the alcohol or whatever, even to travel. Because remember, she couldn't even get on a plane in California. Sean had to do it.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So yeah, it's messed up. And I know. So before this documentary came out, the production team, the producers, the execs, they came out and said, we're going for. The Guardian said no. The Guardian tried to stop it from coming on. Then production was like, no, we're going on because she made a deal with Lifetime, like a 3-show deal because she'd already had 2 shows already on Lifetime. This will be the 3rd. And so then later on in the interviews, Kevin mentions because when she was with him in Miami, he would take her to her doctor's appointments. So the doctor told him, your mom has alcohol-induced dementia. The production team did not know that until he mentioned it on camera. They came out after it aired and said, had we had known that, we would have never did this. I don't believe that, but I don't know. But they didn't know that because only Kevin knew that. You don't go around sharing people's medical symptoms with everybody. So I guess he didn't feel like he had to tell them. Right. And so, he was interviewed or whatever. But yeah, it was just really sad. So I guess when I got to episode 4, I just felt like it seemed to me that they're just trying to make us aware of how this guardianship program is failed system, and to try to get her money back to her or whatever. But I just hate that she had to go through all of this, especially around people that seem to be enablers.
Okay, well, your dinner is ready, sir, and I guess we're probably going to end this live stream. Is there any because you know more about Wendy than I do. I didn't have a lot that I know about her, because I didn't watch her, but I did, like I said, I've seen little excerpts and stuff. But I think that was good, the information that you provided, or your opinion, and
yeah,
and like I said, I have some, I have empathy for her, I wouldn't wish, dementia on anybody. You know, uh, she did do some stuff in her life that was not nice to people. So and I'm not hoping or wishing that this comes back around on her, but here, let me pull you up, sir.
Right. Now y'all can finally see who's been talking all this time.
Yeah, Arnold. Hey, Arnold.
Hey,
And then, so we had, I had put up one of Arnold's comments when we were talking about colorism, like with Wendy, with that white face, her makeup artist putting that, you know what I'm saying? Putting that like Barbie doll makeup, it's like she has a body image thing.
Yeah.
And, she had mentioned comments about black, that black girl, and then she mentioned comments about white, that when she does her next show, it's going to be
the Hunter
show, and it's going to be, even though it'll include everybody, but it's basically it's almost like she said it's for the white folks.
Right, exactly.
And I thought that was really weird.
Yeah.
That she would say something like that.
She doesn't want to use Williams because Williams is like a black name. So I want to be Hunter. So it's crazy.
But you guys and girls, ladies, gents, like, comment, and subscribe, and then I'm gonna show them the food. Look at my plate.
Oh, it looks so good. I can't wait to eat it.
And then sit down and take some. Tell everybody how it tastes. You might not like it, but
oh my God, take
well, you can be honest.
Yeah.
Just
oh my God,
tell the people what you think, and then I'm gonna play. So, wanting to be famous like Norma Desmond, she just reminds me of Baby Jane Hudson and Norma Desmond from Sunset Boulevard. So I'm gonna play this little clip here. I'm gonna share my screen here, and
delicious.
Is that the steak?
Mm-hmm.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks. Thank you, sir.
Good job.
Tell me what you think about the greens.
Mm.
Because I don't make them with like ham hocks or
You don't do all that.
or turkey legs or nothing.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Seasoning real good. Mm-hmm.
Because that's I don't like all that meat and stuff in there. And I know most black folks like all that different meat and stuff.
Okay.
And I don't like that. So it's a meatless, collard greens.
I think it's to add flavor, but you season so good that you don't even need that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
good
then,
job.
thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna play this, and then we're gonna get off of here after this. But this reminds me of her when Wendy Williams was saying, "I want to be a star again, and I'm famous."
Yeah.
This just reminds me of that.
This is the staircase of the palace.
Oh, yes. Yes. Down below, they're waiting for the princess. I'm ready.
Remember when she was doing all that? When Wendy was...
Cameras.
Yeah. It's extra.
So they were turning after all. Those cameras. Life, which can be strangely merciful, had taken pity on Norma Desmond. The dream she had clung to so desperately had enfolded her.
Yeah, sure.
I can't go on with the scene. I'm too happy. Mr. DeMille, do you mind if I say a few words? Thank you. I just want to tell you all how happy I am to be back in the studio, making a picture again. You don't know how much I've missed all of you. And I promise you I'll never desert you again. Because after Salome, we'll make another picture and another picture. You see, this is my life. It always will be. There's nothing else. Just us. And the cameras. And those wonderful people out there in the dark. All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Okay.
So didn't that kind of like when Wendy was talking about I want to be a star, I'm famous, and she just was being rude to people, but she was saying all that. Didn't that remind you of and then when she was at certain points you would see her doing stuff like that and walking through the streets and she's and she's like I'm a star. Yeah, that reminded me of her. Yeah, like famous. So anyway, that was our show.
This is the first time I really don't have any final thoughts other than, if you know someone that's showing, erratic behavior, maybe, take a closer look, maybe see, I don't know, I don't have an 800 number, but you can just look it up, dementia or all these other things that she was dealing with, because we want these people to, get help, So I'm pretty sure there's organizations or foundations or whatever that can support. And hopefully we never find it, family members or friends in these situations. But if we do, just know, you have it.
Yeah, I have a thing. It's just a little blurb. It's not a lot, but people can go look that up. Okay. But there's some of it, what dementia is and aphasia, and how their erratic behavior can start. You know what I mean? Right.
And not to be an enabler, like we saw a lot of enablers in this whole documentary. They were just yes people, and even the song mentioned that she's surrounded by yes people. They're getting paid, so they're gonna do whatever she says. Right. So just look out for each other, love on each other, and have everyone's best interest in mind. Because we want to be here for as long as we need to be. And, these things happen, but there are places that can provide help and assistance.
All right. Well, it seems like she's getting some help somewhere. Hopefully they're not in there taking advantage of her too. Right. They can get people in these, because it sounds like she had a mental breakdown too. So it sounds like she's convalescing somewhere with this mental breakdown and with everything else too. But they can take advantage of her money and stuff in there too. And with this guardianship, they can be keeping it in there. They can be ripping her off just like these banks and stuff can too. Exactly. So hopefully somebody can intervene and get in and help with this guardianship stuff. But it's a wild thing. I haven't paid any attention to it before, but it sounds like they can come in and take any of our money. The banks can and just cut us off like that. That's something that I'm gonna probably have to be looking into also. But anyway, everybody, thanks for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and eat these the steak. You said it was good?
It's good. It's great. You did a good job.
Well, but it was the steak season good with the little side being everything tastes awesome. So we're going to go in here and eat this pan-seared barbecue New York strip steak. We got collard greens, baked beans. What else we got? Baked potato, fully loaded baked potato, and then Charles has red wine, and I'm gonna have water. But anyway, we're getting ready to eat, and thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Right. Happy Sunday. Have a good week.
And we'll see y'all next week. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we will talk at you folks later. Bye, world.